Ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of the weekend. It's the end of the preseason tour. We are entering what is arguably the most important week for us at Manchester United before the season starts. So, yeah, it's time for us to reflect, obviously, before we do our season predictions, 2024-25 season preview. It's important to just review like what we have seen so far in our club with our players, and also a little bit looking around as well at what the ops are doing. This is the football power hour, not the Man United power hour. So it's important that we look around at how our competitors are doing. That's how I like to run things anyway. So I welcome you here. Let's do the preseason review, give out a few preseason awards. Yes, 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 yes. We are going to do that. I'm curious who you think should get these awards that I've just been thinking about 5 seconds before starting this show. So, yeah, let it. I hope it'll be a discussion. Otherwise, it's fine. I will just give my answers because you know what? Yesterday, some people doubted me. I need to find that soundbite that you all laughed at me. But I guess you ain't laughing now. Anyway, I'm not an I told you so merchant, as I like to say, because I told you so doesn't get you anywhere. Like, if you say, I told you so, like, and then what? You want a cookie for that? You want a donut for that? I'm not that type of person, but some of the energy in this space is making me feel like I should say, I don't like saying I told you so, but I told you so. All right. Anyway, yeah, let's just start the show. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And yeah, let's get it going. Sound, where's the sound? Bruno Fernandez! It's Martial! Just waiting on the back post, surely he'll be found. And scores first Premier League goal at Old Trafford. I need a new intro, so somebody please give me Vegeta's number. All right, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, first things first, I want to say shout out to Yale, shout out to Mark, shout out to Lucky, shout out to Nutshell in the house. Big up to all you guys, as well as Tommy saying hello, hi everyone. Big up to you, Tommy. Hope that you're well and swell. Yeah, it's pretty much like what I want to say, as I was saying earlier on the preseason review. So let's quickly look at how we got here. And before that, Yale says Arsenal getting right. We're gonna get into the Rabiot conversation, but first let's start at home. Let's start with Manchester United, shall we? So Man United, a few hours ago or yesterday, depending on what part of the world you're in, pretty much just ended that preseason tour in America. Thank goodness. We're done with the non-competitive matches. And the thing that is exciting for me is the next step, the next hurdle is the Community Shield. Now, Manchester City also beat Chelsea yesterday 4-2, I believe. And Manchester City are going to be looking to revenge for what we did to them versus in the FA Cup final. So I think they're going to come full force. They're going to come swinging, and we have to be ready. Now, looking at how our preseason has gone, right? The first game that we played was versus Rosenborg. Second game was versus Rangers. Versus Rosenborg, we won. Rosenborg won 1-0. It was a very, very unfortunate game, to a goal to concede in added time, basically. I think 93rd minute. And yeah, more or less it was going to be a nil-nil type of game. We didn't really create too many clear-cut chances in that game. And I'll just attribute that to just it's the first game after everybody's been on vacation. Even the people that have been running on the treadmill are not match sharp yet. So, they may be fit or working towards getting fully fit, but there is nothing really close to Mets sharpness at all. Um, cool. We played Rangers versus Rangers. I'd say this is probably one of our most improved matches. I think that one and Real Betis are up there. But Rangers, when we played Rangers, we won. We kept a clean sheet. We won 2-0. The goal scorers were Joe Hugo. Very, very beautiful strike from Joe Hugo. And also Amad Diallo with a thunderous left foot as well, and I think that game was just sort of like the beginning of like, all right, I see some of the coaching patterns or some of the attacking patterns, especially that we're trying to do, especially when we have possession of the ball. There was It's more or less looking like we're going to be resorting to a 3-2-5. We're defending with five players. We have three defenders. Anytime we have the ball, it could be the two center backs and one fullback, and then the other fullback joins joins the midfield, and then from there we have a double pivot. What's up, buddy? And then anyway, that it felt like that's sort of like the one of the formations, one of the shapes that we end up taking. So we saw this starting to take really good shape versus the versus Rangers, and then next thing was after Rangers, after we beat Rangers 2-0, we played Arsenal. It was a little bit of a weird preseason game because we obviously lost 2-1. Not obviously, but like, you know what I mean. We lost 2-1, and Arsenal scored a goal that was pretty much offside, and they counted it, but whatever. We don't really care too much about that. But then we also had a penalty shootout, which is something that seems to be a tradition that seems ongoing every preseason versus Arsenal. We um, won the penalty shootout. So that was something to at least smile about at the end of that game. And then after Arsenal, like I think I my takeaway from that game was just us starting to have a little bit of cohesion really forming, and that cohesion you could see it especially when Arsenal had the ball and we're pressing them. We're really organized in our press. Special shout outs goes to players like Mason Mount, and also like there was just a lot, Toby Collier as well. There was just like a lot of energy that we didn't really see that much of last season, for Man United. So big shout out to that performance, even though the result was not what we really wanted, because nobody likes losing to Arsenal, um especially Manchester United fans, especially me. um After Arsenal, we played Real Betis. Now, versus Real Betis, it was a high scoring game. We won 3-2. Marcus Rashford, Amad Diallo, and Uncle Miro scored. They found themselves on the score sheet. We won 3-2. Real Betis actually scored the second goal after we were, after we had already scored our three goals. So they scored that second goal. I think it was Diego Llorente, who scored, and that was a good goal. I want to give him that. And the main important thing was that Amad Diallo's real good preseason form continued, and we saw it versus Real Betis with that really lethal strike, again with his left foot, and really good assist from Harry Amas. So, you know, very positive signs, very, very upbeat feeling after Real Betis. And then we kept it off with the performance versus the Scousers. The match versus the Scousers was not really what I was hoping for, but I went into this match really um feeling like, you know what, Liverpool are in way, way better form and shape than us. And honestly, I was ridiculed for that opinion. Some people came in here saying, "Yeah, you say that? You're not a Manchester United fan." But in fact, you know what? I don't like paraphrasing. I don't like paraphrasing. Takeaway has arrived. Fuck, I see what you did there. No, I think they left it on outside the door. I hope that they got it. Big up to Nick as well in the house, by the way. Shout out to Nick. Um, I hope that you're doing well. Good morning to you. I forget that every time when I'm going to sleep, you're waking up. So shout out to Nick. Yeah. So in terms of like my thoughts going into Liverpool, the game versus Liverpool, I do not like paraphrasing. So what I'm gonna do is just do a little quick little let's check this out together really quickly because I feel like I deserve some apologies. And some people, here we go. Let's do this. Let's do this. I hope that the sound is coming out, by the way. Let me know if it is not. We're just gonna watch a little snippet of some of the show when we were talking about the match versus Liverpool. Just pre
Was last season, but the players now understand the formation. We could have do it to Arsenal, like we had bad.
This
So
is
yeah, they're
Mark
back
and
in
I
training.
talking,
Kobe is
obviously.
supposed to be back to
Here for like 5 minutes. So let me welcome first. Okay, guys, turn in here and big up, Mark.
big up Papi. Nutshell question: Delo and those guys are back in training. They've been back in training yesterday, so they're back in
What's
training.
Nutshell's question? Can you say it out first before
He
you
asked
answer?
when is Delo and Martinez coming
Answer.
back? Delo and
I hope you can hear. I hope you can hear this. Otherwise, yeah,
so
this exercise is is futile. So I
troops are
can't wait.
getting back in
I just want us to go to the opinions on Liverpool.
every 45 minutes. You know why? You wanna know why?
Tell me
Opposed
why.
to Liverpool, opposed to most of those teams, we are the only team that have been swapping out 10 players every 45 minutes. Every other team has been
So
playing the strongest 11 for 70 to 80 minutes, even including Liverpool.
yeah,
Liverpool had
so Liverpool is gonna play a stronger squad than us, and you still think we're gonna beat them?
yeah, why not? We did it. We could have do it to Arsenal. Like we had bad luck in the Arsenal game. We had two.
All right. Mark said, we should have done that versus Arsenal. We had bad luck, fair play, whatever. Let's move forward to somebody else. Let's see. I think Ron
Like what I want
joined in this conversation.
to say about preseason for me, my personal opinion of preseason.
Chelsea.
Okay. Okay. Happy Saturday, Ronald.
Absolutely. Happy Saturday to you as well, bro. You have to
I
keep me
don't know,
awake. I've
something like you
only
just
had
get off your bed.
now I only had sleep for 3 hours, bro. So I need to be awake the entire night.
All right. Ronald did not have a lot of sleep, so we might cut him some slack. But listen to what he says.
Watch all the games. Not the
Okay,
game.
cool. Are we gonna win? We gonna win.
I
Predictions
I I,
taken.
Ronald
Predictions taken.
Tonali!
I did put some on City versus Chelsea. I couldn't.
First of all, he's got a betting addiction. If you don't know Ronald, one of our favorite people in this community, and he just started betting during the Euros, and this addiction is now immense. It's big, and he denies it every time. But let it be a lesson to anybody that is trying betting. Try it, but be wary of you getting sucked into the vortex of betting. All right. Anyway, let's quickly go on here.
Decide between the El Clasico because I was like, I don't know. Real Madrid hasn't taken a very good,
All right, he's talking about a classical. I want us to get to the Man United conversation.
with
Sure.
Kelleher in goal.
Okay.
And we Liverpool. Liverpool, yes, you're right. They play a stronger squad, but that stronger squad only plays for the first 45 minutes with Kelleher in goal.
Okay.
And we play our strong squad for 45 minutes, and then we play our youth. And our youth, on paper, looks better than their youth.
Okay.
Facts.
Okay. All right. If you say so, Ronald, Mark, you giving me confidence. Let's hear if
We will be
Vegeta
there.
feels the same. We will be. He said we will be there, and indeed we were there. All right. Let's hear. I think Vegeta also be there. We will be there. Vegeta, what's up, bro?
How are you gonna be scared of the slots? What's wrong with
Oh my God! There we go. Vegeta coming in. He doesn't even ask how I'm doing. He's just like, "How you gonna be scared?" You know what? This is where, like, I want to say this. You know, I deserve an apology from Vegeta, Ronald, Mark, and whoever doubted me.
you, bro?
Exactly.
Bro,
Man, mad
listen.
at.
Okay. Who's right now? Onana, Allison. Who's better?
Allison is not playing in the game. Why are you talking about Allison then?
Okay. Put Allison aside.
Kelleher.
Kelleher, right?
I'll
All
give
right,
you the
fine.
names. It's okay.
Okay, all right. Then let's say Dallo is not there,
Okay.
right? So we got
Bisaka.
Trent
Bisaka
is there.
versus
Oh, we're gonna
Trent
get
is
him
not
on Bisaka.
Trent is not Trent is not playing. Again, Bradley's playing right back.
We're gonna
What are we doing
gamble on
here?
Bisaka.
Bisaka's playing.
Okay, if he gets injured, all right, cool. Then all right. So who else? Who
Why
else are
would you
we?
think
Who else
that?
are we saying? Like the first one more minute on this because like I just want them to. I want us to get to the point. There's a certain point where Ronald says something very interesting. Team.
Kelleher in goal. Their left back is Simicas. This is the team that played against Arsenal. So it's not a team that just played against Betis, okay? This is a strong squad that they put out. In midfield, they have
Midfield.
Elliot,
Szoboszlai.
Sabozalai, and
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
Hungarian Steven Gerrard. Yeah, move on.
yeah.
And then up front, they have Mohamed Salah,
Yeah.
Jota, and Carvalho or whatever his name is,
Cavallo.
right?
Cavallo.
Yeah, Cavallo.
Yeah.
Now okay. So the only threat that I look at is realistically Mo Salah. That is it.
You're
That
not
is
giving
it.
Diogo Jota the respect he deserves, bro.
Diogo Jota is gonna slap that guy back into the front line. Do you know who's there? Do you know who's a centre back? Do you know who's fit?
You're not giving
Do you
who are
remember our guy doesn't need aura. He just defends.
you listen to this. Okay. We'll
He
be
doesn't
there.
have to activate
We'll
aura.
be there, Ronald. We'll be there.
But
Did you
also, Bots,
forget?
why are you moving like this is like a Premier League game? But
No,
besides that,
There we go. There we go. That's actually one thing that I mentioned prior to this. I was like, guys, it's just preseason. Let's not dwell on who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. But then the conversation just went on to this thing where the three of them ganged up on me and said, you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna beat Liverpool. I'm not scared of the Hungarian Steven Gerrard, etc., etc. It was so funny looking back at it. Obviously, we're all part of the Man United family. We all want Man United to do well, but it was a funny conversation that I had to reflect on and just be like, these guys, I am collecting apology receipts, and they should be starting with you. And look at the chat, by the way. Somebody Yale mentioned. Yale says, you know what? Fair play to me. Luen says, I actually agree with Mark. I think that United could win this game. Could in caps lock. Our youngsters will bust their guts to get their chance. Let's go, United. I love it. I love the optimism, Luen. Yale, and then Darko said Slot is a hardcore metal footy manager for 90 minutes, unlike Klopp, who was only for first 20 minutes. And this, for me, Darko, beautiful comment right there, because I think Slot football is more sustainable and more even dangerous than Jurgen Klopp football. And I say that because it seems like they still have the high press, but it's not like reckless, um, relentless high press. They seem to try and want to keep possession of the ball a lot more than they prioritize keeping the ball ticking and keeping the ball in the team, and conserving themselves. That's what actually the consequence of that type of like mentality, or that tweak does for Liverpool. And honestly, if they get somebody to help Darwin Nunes, say for example they go for the player that's probably kind of disgruntled right now. I'm looking at Julian Alvarez. If they go for Julian Alvarez, Liverpool could challenge for the title. They could take Man City all the way to the wire, or Arsenal, whoever is going to be there on the number one spot. They really, really stand a very good chance. And people do not want to give credit where credit is due, but I'm seeing the slot machine being a big juggernaut this coming season. We're gonna have a show where we talk about our preseason predictions. I've actually already set it up for Tuesday, and I'm curious what you think. So I want to encourage you, Tommy, Stephanie, everybody, to just sort of take a little bit of time. Lucky, let me know what you think, how you think the top four is gonna shape up, how you think who's gonna be relegated. Stand out overperformers, underperformers, and so forth, because this is going to be very interesting. Nobody is looking at Liverpool with like a lot of like fear, but we should actually be wary of what's happening over there. If they get somebody who's more clinical than Darwin Nunes, prepare to say game over. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Mark says I'm making stuff up now. I literally was just playing the thing, Mark. I was playing the tape. What? Wait, are you saying slot ball over 10 high? No, 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 Vegeta. Don't make me go back to. Don't make me go. You know what? You know what? You. I'm gonna. You, Vegeta. Uh, Mark, Luan, you are also implicated in this. I have to do this. I have to come up with this is now a file. And where's my writing utensil? Oh man, I literally I just thought about this right now. So pardon the impromptu-ness of this, but I'm gonna use a pen because I can't find my marker. But this is my apology receipts. I'm collecting receipts right here. Let me show you. Let me make sure you see it. Hold on, hold on. Boom. Can you see this? Apology receipts. This binder right here will be collecting receipts all season long, starting with you, Vegeta, starting with you, Mark, and Ronald, and Luan. Okay? So because you came here with some energy. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I will share the link when the time is right. But the receipt has to go something like this, Um, to I'm gonna need you to sign this, Mark. All right, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna need you to sign this receipt right here. To Botswana, Papi. Date? What's the date? It's the August 4th. August 4th. Apology. Reason for apology. Reason for apology. Doubting you. Okay? Doubting you. I think that's a good doubting you or doubting your Arsenal, your take on Liverpool. There we go. Boom. That's more specific. From Mark and signed right here. Fam, I'm gonna need your signature right here, okay? You see it? It is written. All I need is your signature. All right. And I'm gonna copy this apology form and duplicate it because I need 4 copies. We're gonna fill up this calendar this season. But anyway, what I want to make sure that I say is that before we go into this, what I want to make sure that I say is we are not as ready for the season as Liverpool. And guys, do not sleep on Liverpool. That's the point that I want to make sure that I drive home before we go any further with the show. So big shout out to Yale, who gave me the benefit of the doubt as well, saying, you know what? Slot also did smack Arsenal. He smacked Real Betis. You know, so far he's had a good start, and Yale could see what didn't let the Man United love like cloud that judgment. So big up to Yale for that as well. So I want to make sure that I make that point clear that this right now it's not about look at you were wrong, you were right. It's not about that because at the end of the day, you know Chelsea then wins when the Man United fan base is bickering amongst themselves. It's not about us being divided. I want us to be united as a community. That's what I want to say. So yeah. So the first thing now looking at preseason, we're lucky there is no money in Liverpool this summer, right, Yale? But Slot got a very good team, but they can win again against United when it's a league game and we feel the best team. But can they win? That only September 1st is going to tell us, Yale. We shall not know the answer to that until we reach September 1st. And also, it depends on who they also buy. As I said, let's not forget that we're missing Allison, Van Dyke, Sobos, what's his name? McAllister, pardon me. Luis Diaz, first teamers as well. It's not just us who are missing first teamers, but they go to the next level with those players in the starting 11. And if they get somebody that's more clinical than Darwin Nunes, prepare to say game over. Um, Big shout out to who else? I saw somebody new in the chat that I want to say hello to. I can't remember now. I got distracted, but the main point is don't forget to hit the like button if you're just joining in. I want to quickly do a review of this. Here are the categories of the preseason awards. All right. The first player I want to shout out is the most prepared player for the season, the most impressive player of the preseason, and the most disappointing player of preseason. Three categories that I am curious where your thoughts are about these three awards. I have my short list, and in terms of most impressive, it goes like this: Ahmad Diallo, Harry Amas, Toby Collier. Most prepared for the season, the contenders are Marcus Rashford. Yes, Marcus Rashford. Jadon Sancho. Um, I guess also Amad Diallo can get into this category as well. Most disappointing player. This is my short list. Casemiro. Barely. Mason Mount gets in there. Because he's disappointing with the ball. Off the ball, good. But we need a balance, right? Um, Disappointing, Lindelof. Three players I've mentioned, three categories for each three category. I'm curious what your thoughts are. And this is the right moment to welcome Mark into this conversation because I wanna hear. I'm gonna put the link in the chat also for anybody else that wants to get involved in it. You know, you are so welcome to come in and give your thoughts on this. But yeah, where were these prepared players yesterday? We're talking about the whole preseason now. We're talking about the whole preseason, Vegeta, not just one one game. Oh boy, Mark, you here?
Yeah, I listened to some of your thing there, and bro, it's
All
not
right.
looking good for you, bro. It's not looking good.
Why is it not looking good?
Because you see, the if
Yeah.
positives, I will sign that paper. Don't worry. You win
Okay.
a preseason prediction. That's cool. Good for
Okay.
you.
All right. All right.
Congratulations. But here is the scene. Just remember, we talk about my 17 game unbeaten streak. Liverpool was in that run, right? I just want to
Yes.
confirm.
Yes.
And
Yes.
remember when we speak about the game against Liverpool. Remember what I said? I said, what if Ten Hag plays a tests a few things against Liverpool in preseason,
Yes.
but then he have a whole different set of tactics prepared for him for in the league.
Hmm.
Remember I said that?
Okay. I
Now I'm
remember.
not saying that could be the case,
All right.
but come September 1st, brother, when we smack up Liverpool, we will revisit this conversation, my youth. And
We will. We will.
and brother, I will cook you.
I have
For
not.
Luan,
Listen,
I
Mark.
will
Listen.
cook you. For
Listen. Listen.
Ronald, I
Listen.
will cook you. For United, and it
Listen.
will be a proper
Okay. All
Ten
right.
Hag
We
Defense
will
League
have
member
we will
after
have
that.
the Liverpool conversation when the time comes, prior to September 1st, because we'll be in the league. We would have seen the game versus Fulham, would have seen the game versus Brighton, and also the Community Shield.
Yeah, forget.
Right.
No. You
So,
don't need to see all of those things, Papi.
what do you
You
mean
know
you don't
why?
need
You
to?
wanna know why?
Why?
I want to explain something, and the chat might agree with me.
Okay.
Chat, tell me if you all agree, right? The first half, United was, I would say, it was the roles reversed when we played Liverpool in the FA Cup. You
Okay.
remember that game? Liverpool had a world of chances,
Yes.
and we was the more clinical team.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But and so now when United had something like, let's say, seven first teamers or first team options on the field, while Liverpool had nine in the first half.
Sure.
United created how many chances? I think it was 16
Mm.
with
Chances.
something like
If we
with
were
some,
judging the game by chances, we won.
no, well, all right, I'm just saying. But
Yeah.
just remember something we complained about last season, fellas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last season we complained without Bruno, he wasn't creating no chances.
Yeah.
With these reserve teamers, we was doing nothing.
Okay.
But just imagine in preseason, these same French players and reserve teamers and possible whatever created mad chances against Liverpool. Slot ball. So
Okay.
so so for me, just now. Because you
Okay.
see, we have 5 or 6 players that I would argue walk into our starting lineup currently at Carrington training. They didn't play no preseason games. So
All right.
when I add them 5 men to the team, I'm saying this,
We go
right?
to the next level. That part
I
we
say
agree
we
on.
go into our next level. I say we'd have probably smacked Liverpool 3 or 4 nil.
We
That's
will
just
be
me. And I just saying that based on the fact that I think with Bruno in the team, we definitely would have scored 2 of those opportunities because he's not Mount.
there. We
You put
will.
Bruno in front of that goal twice, like where we put Mount there. Bruno
Okay.
bagged in twice. You know that, right?
We will be there. We will be there.
Yeah,
I
we
want us.
will.
I want us.
I don't want to hype
Give
it. And I
Liverpool
just remember, Papi,
preview
I
right
didn't
now.
even talk about the possible 3 signings that might come in this week. I just talk about the 6 players already belonging to United.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
So
Sure.
that is another level to go off again.
All right. All right, bro. I want us to go levels higher.
No,
Believe.
but you see, this is what I'm saying to you, Papi, right? No,
Uh,
I agree with you in how you see things. You know. I
yeah.
just feel like sometimes when it comes to United,
Mm-hmm.
you're a little bit too harsh, because the possible if positives for other teams is likely a higher percentage when it comes to you now. Because I know you're saying we're not prepared, which is fair to find. I could agree with that to an extent. We didn't really have the major team
Sure.
all assembled, training together, playing together preseason. We didn't have that. But most of those other teams like Arsenal did.
I hear
So all I'm saying is that, we got to look at it that it's possible United could be much better than we anticipate going into the season. So you had to give up positive for United just in your determinations. You have to be a
Sure,
little
sure.
bit more
Actually, so
optimistic.
I'm glad that you're mentioning it now because I want us to make sure the conversation is directed towards the awards that I mentioned, the categories that I mentioned, right? Tommy put Ahmad, Onana, and Rashford. I'm not sure for which category. For most.
I think he went one for each category.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
So
okay. All
like
right, all right.
Ahmad is the best one. One
Okay,
Onana is most prepared, and
all right.
Rashford is most disappointing. I don't know if
Disappointing.
I get that wrong.
Tommy, please let us know if that is wrong. Please let us know. And I want to see Felix. Big up to you. That's the person that I actually was trying to big up, and then I just lost your name in the chat. But shout out to you for being here. Anthony is also not ready, says Felix. Okay.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, he is not. I agree with that. He's a bit injured. He's not at his best. But you know what, Felix? He's not the starting right winger, so it's okay. He's going to be sitting on the bench competing for a starting position, which he should be. And I think if you guys will agree, Tommy says that's correct, by the way.
yeah.
I think that Rashford should also be sitting on the bench fighting for a spot on the team. I think the starting winger options should be between Garnacho, Sancho, and Ahmad. And everybody know my love for Anthony. I back Anthony 100. I just
Okay.
being realistic because at the end of the day, I want United to win. So I could only say it like that.
100%.
No,
Yeah.
I want to say this to the fans. I'm a little critical of Ahmad, but I don't dislike him. But I want to remind everybody that he was here for 4 years, 4.5 really. We paid 40 million for him. He's 22, but the reason why he never played for United before is not that he wasn't good enough, but it's because we had another 22-year-old who kind of put him on the bench, who came from the academy, who's now at Marseille. So this is Ahmad's season, not only in many different ways. Now a lot of fans see him as the answer. I see him as finally getting his chance to prove his worth for why we purchased him and all these things, and to overcome that 4 year barrier that he was out of the team. And
Mm,
I think he will do well. But I think we need to give him the space to do his thing. You know, I mean, he will make mistakes. For me last night, he had a poor game, but
Yeah.
I think based off what I seen in the three preseason game previously, he's had better games than poor games, and I think he will be very good this season. And I expect
Sidebar
him to
here.
do well.
Sidebar here from Stephanie. Three categories of panelists: optimistic, realistic, and pessimistic. Out of Poppy, Mark, Drex, Vegeta, Ronald, Sashiv, Tommy, G Wolf, Nick, Man, Sashiv. Categorize them now. That's a very. Where do you
I
think
think
you sit, Mark?
I somewhere in between optimistic, realistic.
Okay, all right, all right.
No, for real. I'm being honest. I'm optimistic, but also realistic in the sense that
I
you
think
know,
you're
like
closer to optimistic than realistic, in my opinion.
no,
But
but I don't deny that. But I'm in between. I'm not all the way optimistic. I am realistic. You know what I mean? Because I feel like okay, my expectations more in general. I feel a little bit more realistic. My hopes. I will always go into a game hoping and believing we could win. Because as a United fan, bro. And
sure,
to be fair, I'm pretty much more optimistic this season than last season. I mean, a lot of people might have a different opinion, right? But
yeah,
you know, being a man of faith and thing, you just look at things slightly differently and thing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I feel like last season, being honest, bro, I feel like last season we had a retribution to pay for some of the things that we did. You know what I mean? I
I
think
hear
we
you.
had to pay a retribution for some of the bad dealings that we had over the years, some of the ways we didn't do things that we should have done. And the
Mm,
football gods deal with us last season. I think that was the worst away that we will be getting. I think we're on the up. Plus,
yeah.
I mean, if you look at last season and you look at this season, preseason, I think if you look at the team performance and the team position in this season, we play in the exact same system, the same 3-1-6 that everybody hates, but we looking so much better when we have better players in the right profiles playing, and
Sure.
also because the team learn
Well,
and
sometimes it's a
understand their roles.
3-5. It's not always a 3-1-6.
No, I know, but I mean, and it's generally the same formation from last
Sure.
season. But the basic difference for me, the fundamental difference is everybody understand their roles, responsibilities, and what they need to
We're
do
a little
now.
bit more compact. We're a little bit more like I mean, we still there's still work to be done, but defensively there's a lot more improvement than what we saw last season, and that for me, that's the part that I, when I'm looking back at the preseason, I just want to make sure that it's like we shout that out because there's the individualistic like analysis of each player and so forth, and that's part of why I was bringing up the conversation about that preseason awards and stuff. And it's not to like label any player as a flop or whatever. It's just more to be like, all right, we have the individual review of the player, but then also the team review. And I want to say also it's not just the defensively, offensively we look a lot much better as well. We lost versus Liverpool, but for the most part of the game, like we were actually moving the ball really, really well, and also pressing really, really well as well. We didn't make it very easy for Liverpool to build up from the back. Our counter press led to like lots of high turnover and winning possession high up the field, and that part for me, I want to say, looking back at the preseason, I'm only more and more excited about the season coming forward, and I want to see us do that more. So I want to just make sure that like we mention all those things. There, we mentioned, you talked about like the fact that our chance creation rate seems to have gone up, and that's fantastic. But we need to be clinical. We need to finish our
Oh, of course, of
so
course.
so that's where I hope that we can say this is where Xerxes walks in and he can actually also cook because like he he has that ability
Mm,
to play like a very good link up play, and I think Sancho as well. Like we saw Ten Hag in the post match interview. He was talking about like, hey, Sancho could be somebody I'm thinking about for as a center forward, as a false nine.
I mean, I
And
mean,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I mean, the centre forward focus is purely because he don't want to discourage Rashford by saying, he could get opportunities on the wing. Because remember, I think everybody is focused on Antony, but Sancho's play off the left. even for Ten Hag.
No, do you remember last season in the preseason, Sancho? All of the preseason games, he played as a false nine. He never played on
No,
the wing.
true, true, true. But
And
remember,
then
remember.
first game when he was picked, I think it might have been versus Spurs. Ten Hag puts him on the left, and it feels like, wait, why were we practicing all of preseason? That all that has gone out the window, or like what's going on? There was a little
No,
bit
but
of
the problem is you're looking at it. I feel like when fans focus on it like that is one thing, but is you're trying things out in preseason. You might not necessarily use
sure.
everything in the season, but you'll use some things. Now,
It's a
I
time to
feel
experiment
like
without consequences. Yes.
I feel like Sancho. I feel like this is just my opinion. I feel like Sancho fits the left side role in Ten Hag style of football perfectly. But the problem is we have Rashford. Now Rashford had a 30 goal season, which I think changed the dynamic on Rashford.
Yeah.
You understand? Now he would want to play him in the middle. I don't disprove that. I think that's a good option in some games because you see, Xerxes not so dissimilar to Jaden Sancho. The difference with Xerxes is that because of his it had a 2 year period where he played most of his games in the center of the park. So
Hmm.
he developed that knack for playing center forward. But he's kind of quite similar to Jaden Sancho. This is why I tell man he could spell the inner Marcus Rashford in that kind of way if he do have a good season, because he could also play off the left.
I really, really want Xerxes and Sancho in the same lineup. For me, I want them in the same team, bro. They chemistry potential they have is
No,
above.
no. The Xerxes thing is he's not out and out goal scorer, but he's clinical. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So what Xerxes would do is improve the scoring rate amongst the three players up front or the players that playing in attack with him
yeah.
mostly.
It
Now he
would have
will
been
score goals, but he will mostly improve the players around him and facilitate them to score.
it would have been really, really nice to have Xerxes and Hoyland there, but you know, we're not like
You might see it. You might see it, Papi. Like don't think that you won't. You see,
well
with options, we
until
have different choices available, and Ten Hag pragmatic. Now we might play the same basic stylistic of a high line, expansive football, but it don't really conform to specifically a 4-4-3. It could be a 4-2-2-2. It
a
could be
four,
a four a four it could be a 4-3-1.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It
yeah.
could be different. So what I'm trying to say in effect is that you have to look at it like with the options, and if you look at the qualities of some of the players that we're bringing in, you can see that we're going to play somewhere between a 4-2-2-2 and a 4-1-2-1, a 4 three
Go on
three,
to
and
which one?
a 4-2-3-1. You know,
Okay, yeah.
somewhere between those three formations will fluctuate between. And all of those formations, if you look at them, they allow the center, the left back to invert, or possibly allow a center back to invert. It have, he could still deploy his tactics and his inversions
For
while
me,
expand and changing the way the team structured slightly.
the thing that excites me the most is not per se the formation fluctuation, but it's like the positional fluidity of players. That's what for me, like I feel like, if like looking at what Man said, it's gonna be Garnacho starting against City on the left, gut feeling, right? If say he does that, and then we know Garnacho has been playing on the right a lot last season, and that put, if somehow somewhere during the game that we just have him switch from left to right wing, and then like our whoever that was forward that's playing through the middle also ends up switching, like that's gonna be the thing that's like very dangerous and very unpredictable for the opposition, and that's the part that for me I'm like, we could really cook if we get this right. That's why looking at the
I,
preseason, looking at how we sort of like have been playing, and how what the choices that Ten Hag has been making, I really, really feel like he's in a very good position now to sort of go into the season with like a front line that is firing, a front line that does not let goals
yeah,
like.
but the front line are firing no pop because Rashford having 5 minutes in a game that's positive, and the rest of the 45 he like out
So
of the game.
So he's not on your short list of most prepared for the
No,
season.
he's on my short list of most disappointing.
Oh, okay. So
Mason Mount as well.
it's Rashford, Mason Mount, and who else is most disappointing to you?
I would put Anthony there, but that's mostly because of
Oh Lord!
no, for real. I'm being
Say
honest.
that again.
No, but you see, man them feel like I don't be honest about players. I think I was disappointed in his performances. I was expecting a little bit more, but at the same time, he have an injury to his hand, so that kind of affecting it. You know, I think the last game he was sort of decent in the minutes that he get. I didn't think he was anything exceptional, so I was kind of disappointed. But I know that he will perform well this season because I could tell from watching him that he not satisfied with his performances as well,
Yeah,
and he know where he is right now. He have
yeah,
an idea where he is. He not the first choice, so he know he has to fight. So I being realistic, all the players I looking at from preseason, I wanted Sancho out, bro. I was the first man talking about kiss the Dortmund badge, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But if he here and he available
yeah.
and he not sold, bro, he must start. I'm being honest. Rashford cannot start ahead of him. That would be a travesty. And now
Who's
I don't expect
the
Garnacho to bench. Realistically, bro, Ahmad had a fight with somebody for the right wing. It might either be Garnacho or Sancho. And it's just based off of what I see in preseason. I just go by reality, bro. I don't, as much as I might be mad at a player for something that they do or whatnot, I might not feel that player ready. If a player performing, bro, I could only call it as it is.
Yeah. Um,
So
Go ahead. Lend your point, and
no,
then
no, no. That's why I say, for me, starting front three for against City, Sancho, probably I would say Ahmad off the right. And I would throw in Xerxes, bro. I would start Xerxes.
all
I
right,
would
all right.
debut him at a start.
We will be there for that. I want to see Xerxes and see what he does, bro. The chemistry. Maybe he's also the player that can actually help optimize other players like Rashford. Even probably also just even see another level. Ganacho go to the next level with Xerxes. So I want to answer Stephanie's comment saying, with Xavi Simmons going to RB Leipzig, do you think Sancho could go to PSG? I
Nah.
honestly don't see Sancho moving.
I, I think they like the player. I just don't think that they could afford him based on the FFP situation they're dealing with personally. They could afford him with wages and everything. But with FFP looming on them heavily based on because of the loss of Kylian Mbappe, they might have to wait until January. I could see Sancho staying until January as we speak.
Yeah, I mean, when if you're looking at sort of like PSG's arrivals, they've actually had a lot more departures this season than arrivals, and they've only gotten who? Let's see again. Safonov, a player called Safonov, who's a goalkeeper. That's really the only official arrival that's been written on
For
transfer.
PSG,
Yeah, for PSG.
bro, Joao Felix, Joao Neves, here we go, bro. You don't take the pictures of the
And,
Paris kid.
John Neves, right? And let's see. Actually, let me just share this tab right now that I'm looking at really quickly, just to give a little bit of like, let's see what's going on with the what PSG is cooking. Here we go. Boom. This is PSG's like arrivals. Safonov. Obviously, Javi Simmons now is going to be going off, right? But he ended his loan and then is now sent off. There's this kid, Ekitike, Ekitike, who is a
Yeah, a
French
good striker.
Cameroonian, yeah, center forward.
He
Uh,
just look at the games.
Renato Sanchez,
He
Gabri.
going to Benfica.
Um, yeah, because usually, oh, where's the thing where they write departures as well? Anyway, so you can see right now that when a player is finishing a loan, even though they sent him out, they still consider that an arrival and they'll still put him on the departure like list as well. But in terms of like the notable names, like wait, John Evans is still not written here, but yet, even though we know that he's more or less like going to be with PSG. So anyway,
Yeah,
I
his Monaco gone, so
yeah, I really feel like with the Jaden Sancho one, for me, I don't see him going anywhere. He's gonna be with us, and hopefully we don't have a relapse in like conflict where Jaden Sancho is asked to perform even better by the manager, and then from there, like, he doesn't take that well. So fingers crossed, prayer hands that Jaden Sancho can work things out and actually be really good this coming season. So anyway, another thing that I wanted to say, Man says I have a genuine question. Oh wait, Tommy Boyle was saying Xerxes is a big unit too, guys. He's 6'4" and got loads of technical ability for a big forward. Can't wait to see him build his presence for us. 100%, Tommy. Man says I have a genuine question. If or when Sancho leaves, who will the fans scapegoat next?
I don't think any fan scapegoat him. I think if you want to talk about scapegoating, it would have to be Anthony Martial because he play more games than Luke Shaw, and yet still we call him Glassman, not Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
So it's funny, I mean, when we call it scapegoating in reference to a player like Sancho because we all saw what he did, and let me be realistic, he can't do that with Fergie. Fergie would have thrown him out the club. You know what I mean? And nobody would have bat an eyelid.
Mm-hmm.
Fergie would have do worse. So I would just say that for what it is, it was a mistake on both parts. They apologize. They work things out for the greater good, and they're moving forward. We should move forward too. Like what I mean? They already dealt with it.
But
If they say we'll
the
deal with
thing
it,
about conflicts, Mark, is like sometimes some conflicts people actually do forgive and forget, and that some
that's a
people
minor conflict. I think we as a
listen.
fan base
It's
make
not
it larger
minor.
than it
It's not
was.
minor because Sancho, bro, was ostracized. He was
Well, that's
not
normal,
allowed to
bro.
train with the
That is
team.
normal. But that is normal, though.
No,
I
no.
feel,
If
yo,
you think
listen, listen,
that's
listen.
normal,
You all
then
don't understand. Look
I'm
at what
worried,
Trevor Chalobah going through with
bro.
Chelsea.
Do
That
you, do
is
you
worse.
remember how Arteta treated Ozil?
Bro, this is normal
That's
practice in
exactly
football world, bro. This is
no.
normal practice. You
I have
you,
to
you see, you
disagree with
saying
you.
no, right? But because you see, because you thinking is a nice is all butterflies. No, bro, I
What's all
understand. It's not the nicest thing to do, but this is common practice and it's normal. Like, bro, if you ever went to a trial for a football club in London, bro, they don't even sometimes they don't even tell you to your face you ain't good enough, bro. You leave the trial and you get a message telling you, bro, we don't need you back tomorrow.
No,
You
but
understand what I'm saying?
but you can't say it's normal. That's the thing
Bro,
that
it is normal.
no, no,
No, you're
no,
not
no.
understanding. No, understand what I mean? This is common practice. We are not the only club that
It,
does this.
yeah,
Every single
Arsenal have
football club
done it.
does it, bro.
No, no, no,
Every
no.
single club does it, bro.
Okay, well,
Listen, they
let me
mightn't
let
it
me tell
mightn't
you
be as
something.
notified, it mightn't be as notable
Yeah.
because not all clubs in the media as a media presence as United. You have to remember we under a microscope compared to most clubs. The closest club under a microscope is Real Madrid. Arsenal and them is like not even in the same ballpark, bro. Like nobody in really fretting an eyelid, bro. They're not selling a million clicks off of Arsenal on Twitter any day soon. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
sure,
So
but that
so
does
think about it like this, right?
does
Now,
not make ostracizing a player normal.
bro, we just ostracized many players, bro. We did it to Martinelli, bro, when he was in the youth setup, bro. We did it to lots of players. You just don't hear about it as much. Now they're making an extra noise about it because they don't like Ten Hag.
I
Bro, it is normal.
don't agree.
Ferguson was king of ostracizing players, bro. He kicked out so many stars, bro. Ferguson, bro, bro, ask certain men like Tenno how Ferguson would have talked to Sancho and them. He said, no, no, hey, are you okay, bro? Come on, bro.
I
Now it's nice. So
hear
Ten
it.
Hag
I
still,
hear it. But I'm against saying that is normal. That because I think that is not a productive way to deal with like it, you can just tell a man straight to the face and be like, listen, it's not what you're doing is not good. We do not like it. and we
Well,
think
he
he should
did
go
that,
for
bro.
the
But
new club.
normally,
Look at the Juventus Thiago Motta, what he did. He said, "This is the list of players that I told them if you're not
yeah,
involved
but
in
Juventus
preseason,
is not, bro.
listen,
Listen,
listen. I
that
listen to
is
you,
one
man. Please,
instance, though, Papi.
listen. Just learn to listen for once, Mark. I'm telling you that it is fine to have an assessment on a player and say, look, you're not good enough or you're not part of the plans. And you can just tell them you don't need to treat them like they have COVID. That's all, you know?
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying to you is that was not the situation with Sancho. Sancho disrespect the manager and disrespect the club. That is the end, the bottom line. You don't
Sure.
get respect if you disrespect somebody, bro. You can't expect respect back.
So
That
so
is mad.
now they claim to have buried this as under the hatchet. It's not going to be
100%.
a
And
problem.
this is why I say we should just bury it as well as fans, because if they come out and they say, listen, we cool,
Okay.
then as fans we could only trust that, because I mean at the end of the day, bro, we not on the inner working, so we not gonna know whether or not this, we could only assume. I would rather assume what they say.
Yeah.
That's
Look
just me.
look at Tommy's comment saying, despite the past, we need Sancho. I'm not happy with what happened, but we all make mistakes when young, dumb, and
Full of rum,
okay.
full of drinking rum.
All right, full of rum. We need to give the kid a chance, albeit a last chance saloon opportunity. That is very true, Tommy. Big shout out to Vicky, who's just joining us as
Big
well.
up to Vicky.
Hey, we're good. We're
Hey,
good.
hey.
Vicky, and also Benidre and Brush as well, who are in the chat. Guys, we were reviewing the preseason. We were giving a few little awards, being like who's the most impressive player, most prepared for the season, and most disappointing player from the preseason matches that you've watched. That's where we are. So if you have not given your thoughts on those three categories, kindly do so. I'm curious to know what you think, where you are with this conversation. So, and thank you to everybody else that has also chimed in on it. By the way, um, I want to also say big shout out to who else? There was somebody too that I saw that I just missed. But the other talking point that I wanted to make sure we mention on the stream today is the fact that there is conversation that obviously it's not tier one sources. I always give the context if it's a really respected journalist mentioning, but there is this highly rated midfielder, former Juventus player, Adrian Rabiot. Veronique Rabiot is the mom. I think Veronique is her name, an
Yeah.
agent. And yeah, he's in the market. And we have not done the Ugarte deal, even though it's imminent. It looks like it might happen. There is the possibility that Rabiot might also go to Arsenal. There's other clubs as well that are looking at signing him. And I really feel like if at all there's any truth in Manchester United potentially going for Rabiot, um, like I, I, I'm curious how you would feel about a player like Adrian Rabiot. Will he be somebody that would boost our midfield, or will he be
Mm,
problematic
all
to our
right.
midfield? What do you want to say about Rabiot, Mark?
I have a question to ask the chat. How you all feel about Christian Eriksen? Because I feeling bad for Willfish. That hospital pass, that jogging performance, it's not what we see in the Euros, Papi. Papi, we just watched the Euros, right?
Yeah, but Euros is international
No,
football.
but no. Forget international football. The,
No, we
le- the
don't.
level of intensity, the level of intensity that we see from him, we didn't see that level of intensity, bro. Not even for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And Scott McTominay, what he offers, I think Rabiot could offer. And I think Rabiot could offer what Christian Eriksen is offer. May not be in terms of free kick, dead ball specialty, but in terms of progressing the ball, some deep line play, making passes, breaking the lines, Rabiot have it all, bro. He's a I would say he is the prototype of what people will dream Fofana could be. But it's not. This is why Fofana is sit on the bench and watch him start for France. So, in my honest opinion, 140K a week, get him in. He
You are.
improves what we have. He
Yeah.
comes into our midfield. Bro, Rabiot walking into almost any team in the Premier League, bro. Let me
I
say
mean,
Barron Man City. Let me
even
say Barron. Let me say he could even walk into Man City, bro. I think he's better
he
than
could
Kovacic.
replace Kovacic.
He's better than Kovacic, bro.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Let's be real, bro. I would say he's still better than Declan Rice, bro. In terms of consistent performance. He's a winner king. You know what I
So
mean?
so that's why I'm curious. I'm gonna do a quick poll since we have 20 people watching right now. I want to know. I think the poll should be: would you accept Rabiot at Manchester United? Yes or no? Simple. Like I want to know where you stand with it. Kindly don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. Thank you to all the people that have done that already. Um, Actually, should it be this? Should it be between Rabiot and who's that other guy?
Well,
Well,
it can't be Ugarte because there's two different positions.
yeah,
Rabiot playing it.
we
It had
need.
to be
Would you
Fofana.
accept Rabiot at United? Stephanie, before I could even post the poll, she said, "Hell no."
Why everybody big bro? You know what? Everybody will be against it, but you know what? When Rabiot come in and perform Christmas time, everybody will be singing they want a rabbit for Christmas.
All right, Robbie knows as much, but here we go. Big up to Stu in the house. Shout out to you, fam. Hope that your weekend was good given everything that happened. Shout out to you, Stu. Thank you for being here, man. The question is, would you accept Rabiot at Man United? Very simple, straightforward question. I want to check the temperature of where we are as a community. Do we like this player or not? Mark likes him.
Bro,
I
I being realistic, eh? He coming on a free. He better than most of what it have on offer. He walking into any Premier League team and start, bro.
Sure. I have my conditional acceptance on Rabiot, and it goes a little something like this: as long as he is fine accepting one, not being guaranteed a starting place because he's not going to be here for a long term contract. It's not
Mm.
going to be longer than 3 years, you know. And as long as he's fine with knowing that he's a rotational player, and second condition is he has to come on reduced wages. He's not going to be giving astronomical like wage.
140k.
Even 140
As
feels
as
much.
less than what Eriksen getting, bro.
Yeah, 110, 130,
Nah.
140, you
No,
know.
come on, be realistic, bro. He is worth one for. If we gain Armada pay raise, he is definitely worth 140k. Because I'm gonna be real, right? One goal in competitive games for United, one assist, and two goals and an assist in preseason is not enough for me to say that we give Ahmad 80 to 90k a week. I
No,
would say
no.
50, 60. I don't think he should get more than Joshua Zirkzee, being real. Joshua Zirkzee on 58k a week, bro.
So I feel like he should be on Licha type or so. Licha is like what, 120K per week?
Yeah, but Leach is a defender.
Yeah, and
Midfielders
he's a
usually get
defensive
paid more.
midfielder. What's the big
Midfielders
deal?
is get paid more. Is the reality. We dealing with positions here. Strikers is get paid
Come
the
on,
most on our
come on.
team usually. Midfielders is get high wages. Sometimes a special midfielder will get a high wage. And defenders is usually get paid on the lowest end of the spectrum. And then goalkeepers.
So
But
Eriksen is earning what, 150K per week?
I think it's 160. Ericsson earning like something like 7.8 million a year.
Yeah, 7.8. So that's 150K a week. And so, and say, oh man, Maguire is on almost 190K per
Oh,
week.
look at that. And we trying to give Rabio 140. And you
Yeah,
mad.
but Maguire, we all know Maguire. You
Bro, 140 is
yeah,
kosher, bro. We're not paying no 10 million or 20 million signing on bonus.
here
So
we go.
think about it like this. If we sign for Fana and we give him 100k a week, just consider this, right? We would be paying for like 30 million for Fofana, and then on top of that 30 million, we had to pay. Let me say we gain 150k a week, 7.8 million every season. So that's what 20, 29, 29, 28 million, 26 million, somewhere there's 26 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it. So that's 56 million for Fana. When we could get Rabiot for 2 years. for 14 or 6 or 15, let's say 16 million for 2 years, 2 good years, and then we move him on
Jarvis,
and promote a youth or bring in a proper youngster.
shout out to Jarvis. This is a quick little like caveat that Jarvis is throwing into the conversation, saying, "Would you have signed Rabiot if we had 30 to 40 mil to spend, or are we blinded by the fact that Rabiot is free?"
No, but Rabiot better than Fofana as a footballer. So if
Yeah.
for me, I feel like if we would sign Fofana, of course they should sign Rabiot because he better. It ain't no 2 cents about that. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Quick
And if you
little.
want to sign, if you want to sign back, it's come like saying this. You want people. A lot of people want to re-sign Amrabat, but they don't want to sign Rabiot, who's clearly world class in comparison.
Let's take a quick little glance at the wages that say Carlos Casemiro, who's misspelled over here, by the way, is 350K per week, and well, Varane is gone, but Varane was on 340, so I guess that was part of the pressure to get him off our wage bill.
Actually, I heard recently that Ten Hag wanted to keep Varane, but the structure was taken. They don't know if the new manager would want to keep him, so that's
Yeah,
why they didn't resign him. But power to anybody. Like I know they're huge fans of Varane in the chat. He's signed for Como. He's been announced as a Como player, so he'll be playing in the top flight of Serie A next season.
all right. Let's hear the thoughts of Tommy in the house. Big up, Tommy.
Tommy boy.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Tommy. Rabiot or Rabino?
Rabiot, all day, every day. Here's why. Okay. He would get, like Mark said, into most starting lineups. Didier Deschamps played him in every game in the Euros ahead of other people. The only thing I don't like, okay, so there's risk and reward with every player, there's positive and negatives with every player. There's so much positive with Rabiot. He's a real steady the ship kind of player. He can do everything. As long as we are shipping enough people out, like Mark said, to cover his wages,
Yeah.
then it's an absolute no-brainer for me. I mean, I actually do agree with Mark. I think in terms of stability and solidity in the midfield, he's such a good quality player. Now,
Mhm.
people might say he's average or he's not much better than McTominay or he's not much better than Casemiro or
Yeah.
whatever. But he's consistently good at everything. And
Mm.
I think every team needs somebody like that. And I think that Rabiot, although his age is slightly higher and he doesn't really fit the profile of what Erik ten Hag's trying to do, because he's won everything, he would actually be a really good influence in the training ground. That's why I begrudge selling Casemiro. I'd like to keep Casemiro till January, just so the kids get another 6 months with him on the training ground, because the guy was a born winner, you know. But yeah, I 100% agree with
Tommy, the
Mark. If we can
declining
get,
Casemiro, you want to keep him for longer.
I think we should keep him till the January window. Yeah, just to be safe that we've got that coverage that we need. I know he's been a bit up and down. I mean, he had one really, really good game. Against Betis, he was absolutely excellent. And then against Liverpool, he was terrible.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
it's his influence and the fact that he's a winner. And the young players that are coming in now, if they can get 6 months with him, or 5 months until January, where they're learning from him, that can only be a good thing for us. But it's his wage, isn't it? His wage is 300k a
yeah,
week. I mean, it's a lot of money to be forking out on somebody that we could get rid of. But I just think his influence, and the same, this is what I was saying about Rabiot, his influence could be absolutely fantastic this year because of the young lads that are coming into the squad. So that was all I wanted to chime in about, was just
All right,
Rabiot.
all right,
I
all
agree
right.
with Mark for once.
Cool. We did a
Brother,
little poll. By the way, I want to everybody please give your opinion on it. I want to know where you stand. And right now it's 50-50. Would you accept Rabiot at United? 50% said no. 50% said yes. So it's a very interesting, divisive conversation. And I want to know.
polarizing
Oh,
conversation, isn't it?
polarizing. That's the word I was looking for,
Yeah,
actually, Tommy.
yeah.
I say
Um,
divisive, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So at the end of the day, like I feel like the Rabiot. Big shout out to Joe Blackman as well for being in here. The Rabiot that we saw at the World Cup was so much better than the Rabiot in the Euros. In the Euros, there was just like one little moment that stands out to me where he
He
talked a lot of
scored, right? And he had an assist, right? In
he
two
he,
separate
he
His
games.
pass
scored,
completion
but
rate was
but
like 91% or something.
listen, he talked a lot of crap up when they were playing before Spain and said, Lamine Yamal, he's going to have to do a lot more for his club, for his country if
Yeah.
he wants to go to the final. And then
He was
Lamine
being
Yamal
honest, though.
scored, yeah, and Lamine Yamal did a lot more and
Well,
scored
you know,
and
you
scored
could say
right
he
in front,
motivated Yamil.
right
You could say
under
he
the
did the good
watch.
thing that a senior player should do is motivate a young talent. You could put it like that.
I don't think you want to motivate you want to
No,
demoralize your
you see, is
opponent.
think about it
No,
in the wrong way.
no,
Footballers
no.
don't really think about it like that. They just appreciate young talents, bro. I could tell you that for
Listen.
sure.
Well,
So
Lamine
even though
Yamal
his
after the
opponent,
match
let me be
said,
honest.
"Who's talking now, Mark?" Lamine Yamal said to the camera, and he was asked about
Okay,
it
well,
after the
he proved
after the
that he is
game.
where he's what Rabiot thought of him. He proved that Rabiot thought highly of him, and he's that quality.
There we
And I
go. There we
applaud
go.
him.
So you applaud Rabiot or Lamine Yamal?
Both of them. I applaud Rabiot's
I think you're
sportsmanship and
applauding the wrong
giving good
person.
advice to the
You're mostly
youngster.
applauding Lamine
And
Yamal.
I applaud Yamil Lamal for stepping up to the plate and showing the world that he is the real deal. So you have to applaud both because he gave him a little pep talk and help him step up to the plate.
Okay,
It's
all right.
called helping the next generation, a helping hand. See it as a positive, not as a negative.
No, no, no. Well, I saw it as a negative, and this is why because you trying to get into the play mind games with your opponent, and then your opponent dunks right in front of you under your
He could
watch.
have just been being honest though, bro. I
Nah,
mean, no, Papi, just understand what I'm saying. I am one of the people that will never want to see the French team win a football game. You understand what I'm saying?
why do you say that?
Because I don't like the team. I don't like them. I'll never support France. Not for they could be it could be the last team on bro. If they're playing Argentina, I will not watch the game. That's how bad it is,
Phew,
right?
I thought you were
Because
gonna.
I don't support Argentina either. But you know what I mean? But I'm being honest, bro. But what I will say is this, bro. You have to give players the proper jacket, bro. And in football have something called fair play, which is stretch across borders and stretch across national flags and colors and teams.
Mhm.
And any older player sending a message to a younger player, bro. For me, as a former sports person, I would think about it in the sense that he set a challenge because he see talent in that youngster. So while they might paint it as a him making a joke or trying to play mind games, in reality, a sports person might look at that as, hey, he see talent in me. I'm gonna prove myself and show him what he's seeing. You know what I mean? And for Lamille at 16 to have that mentality, bro, he gonna be quite the talent, bro. In the next coming seasons, he could be a monster. You know what I mean? One of
He
those guys
already
who
is.
defend.
He already is becoming a young monster in in the making, and I think like
He's
for me,
exceptional.
yeah, he stepped up to the challenge, right, and said, well, in a team sport where you are playing with 10 other players on the pitch, like it's not a 1v1, it's not a tennis match, but he actually scored the goal that mattered, that sent Spain through and under Rabiot's watch. And that's the thing that for me is he deserves his flowers. He's the only one that deserves
No,
flowers.
okay. We'll see.
And
That's why I say you
Rabiot
gotta
has
look
to
at it
hold the
like
phone.
yeah.
Rabiot has to
That's why
hold
I
the
say.
L, you
That's
know?
why I say, Papi, you gotta look at it like a positive because think about it like this: how many youngsters look at United, for example? We set a challenge to, and they don't always succeed. You have to praise the youngster, and you have to praise those who set the challenge. Look at Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw said he's very impressed with Harry Amas. Harry Amas accepted the challenges preseason and is showing his worth. You understand? It's the same thing with Collier. Eriktenhag, show him good faith. Look at his performances in preseason. These youngsters stepping up to the plate. You know what I mean? Is that something that you always have to praise. So for me, good on Yamal. He was able to step up in the biggest moment of his career currently. and show his worth. That's what you want to see.
And we agree on that. I think for me the point that I don't take from what you're saying is the fact that you're also saying big up Rabio for that. When you're supposed to be showing you're on stage on under the big lights, you're supposed to also perform. Stop Lamine Yamal from scoring, and then you'll have my respect. I don't give away respect that
He's not a defender there, bro.
say what?
He's not a defender.
Defensive midfielder, and he's on the edge of the box, and Lamine Yamal has the ball, and you
He
let
was
him
on a
shoot.
different part of the box, bro. A whole
Bro, he
different
was
part.
the closest player to
Yeah,
Lamine
no, no,
Yamal.
no,
I don't
no,
know
no.
if you're watching.
Rabiot was nowhere there. We watched the game together. We watched the game together.
You,
Rabiot was on the right side of the box. You know who was defending Lamar when he scored? You
Rabio.
wanna know who?
I'm
Tushameni. Chouameni was defending Yamal. Chouameni got his tail turned
all
and
right.
Yamal bang it home.
All right, Mr. Fabri.
I'm the Papi there. I
Can I just
think
make two
Papi,
little
Papi,
points
Papi
on,
quit by
on what he said?
accident. Big, big up. He's back.
Did I lose
Kick
Yeah,
yourself
you
out.
know,
You was going for
oh
you
some
know,
no.
food, weren't you?
Oh no.
YouTube
Oh
didn't.
no.
YouTube was like that fault, so he was about to spread. Forget it.
No, 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 Mark. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, but as look at where the players position. You know who was in front of Lamine? Chouameni. Ra- I'll go watch the match. Chouameni was in front of him, and Rabiot was recovering, trying to catch up. Yeah, go and get one receipt. We covered that match together. I was there, bro. That picture not even making selling the right dream, bro. Sell it to somebody else who didn't watch the game. Bro, we getting Ugarte for sure, bro. I telling you now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fabrizio dropped a video not too long ago saying that Man United said to these players that I will be back, and yeah, and we let's hope they are actually back by Thursday. We hear like a medical or here we go. That's the thing that I want to make sure that happens this week. So anyway, big up to you, Mark. Big up to you, Tommy. I appreciate you guys pulling up, and yeah, it's gonna be a big week for us coming forward. So yeah, I want to just thank everybody that has been here on the stream as well. Tommy, what is this that you're showing us? Let's
Look
see.
at that
Big
image.
up.
Let's see. Hold on. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, oh, oh. Man United intention is to try again. That's the update.
yeah,
That
yeah. So that's the headline that was a couple of hours ago. They've
yes,
told the players to wait. They're going to bid again.
I will be back. That's what Man
Yeah,
United said.
yeah, yeah.
So let's hope they stay true to that word and we get this over the line. Anyway, thanks again. To everybody that's that has hit the like button. I appreciate you guys so much. And I want to also say, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know every time when we go up, when we go online, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. The results of the poll. I will end the show by reading the results of the poll. Would you accept Rabiot to United? The community has spoken, and it was by a thin margin. There's more hell no than hell yes. So Rabiot is not accepted right now by this community. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. It looks like if we end up getting Rabiot, he won't be the only one collecting apology receipts. Anyway, big shout out to you. Thank you so much. Stephanie says, good night, everyone. Catch you all soon. My name is botswanapapi. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We will be here talking about it all. Hopefully there'll be some good news to celebrate. Peace. Football power